Markets and financial products. A very, very warm welcome to all you guys. So, all the people who know me, who do not know me, my name is Nida Afreen, and basically, you know that I am associated with this channel for quite some time, and if you have been following me, you know that we get live on so many channels at one time, and that is how it has been. So what's up with you guys? What's happening across each part of the world? Whatever we are doing, whatever is happening, what's in the news, anything to do with crypto, anything to do with spot trading. So let's just assess it today as we go about starting a day with a snapshot of the crypto, where it is heading. Right now you can see it on my screen that you know Bitcoin is trading at 108 as we talk about, and it says 0%. Oh my god, what does that 0% mean? It looks like it's just at 0%, so that's 108, down by 0%, which is a very, very weird thing to watch out, trust me. Ethereum at 2,512, down by 0.14%. BNB 656, down by, no, it's not down, it's positive by 0.008%. Solana is 0%. XRP, what are these numbers looking like, right? It's a weird thing already. It's looking very, very weird, honestly speaking. So I'm not sure what does this even mean. Anyway, so what I was talking about, basically, I was saying that basically we are, just a sec. Guys, hold on for a second. Yeah, so I'm back. Yeah. Yeah, so what's happening on the crypto front? Today we will be talking a little bit about how we can spot reversals. I think the major reason why any of us face this issue, or we make wrong kind of trades while doing any kind of spot trading, is because we tend to miss out on the signs that are giving us that the trend is about to reverse, and we don't pay attention to it. So that is what it leads to, and that is what it happens. So today topic we will cover a bit of, maybe I will be talking a bit of candlestick patterns, maybe just a bit of little charts, maybe some candlesticks, and also how to spot reversal. I think I have covered this particular topic previously as well in my previous session. However, we will continue to talk a combination of everything, because it's going to be like 4 hours, like 4 to 8 is what I'm live. So if you guys have not utilized this platform for learning, educating yourself for various reasons, then you are definitely missing out on something that's going to change the overall perspective of how the world is going to look like. Because there was a time when Bitcoin was not even getting accepted. Now is the time when everything has changed over a decade, and we are into this zone where even influential people like CZ, he too feels that we are too late in this era sometimes, So I think if people like CZ can feel like that, then definitely there's something to worry about, right? Because he, being one of the most top influential people in the world of crypto, the co-founder of Binance, he's worked on such beautiful project like Binance, and now that he also feels that there's something that's basically missing out, that he has missed out, in fact. So it's a point of little worry for us also to maybe, pay little attention. I'm not saying that everything is for everyone. Not everything is made for everyone. Not every product is made for everyone. So I wouldn't encourage any of you to basically just dive into something which you don't understand. So understanding is the key thing in this industry. And once you understand that part, you are basically, there for the long run. So, talking about what the market looks like. So Bitcoin and institutional influx that continues to grow. You can see in the, you can see the evidence in the prices of Bitcoin itself, that Bitcoin is up and 15% year to date, nearing its all-time high, as companies and even states like Texas build strategic Bitcoin reserves, fueled by strong ETF inflows and the passage of the Genius Act in the Senate. So this Genius Act, which is being signed by Donald Trump, definitely there was some negative news in the market yesterday regarding the tariffs being imposed on 12 countries, and the tariffs could be around 70% or something. That while on the negative side keeps hampering the crypto markets, the positive side of it is there is always an ETF inflow. When we talk about Bitcoin being accepted as strategic reserve, or it's getting accepted as payment solutions and whatnot, the inflow will continue to grow, and that will definitely take it to its all-time high. We have seen, if this right now it's trading at 108, but if it breaks that 110k resistance, then it will be probably, which is a 50% chance, because probability is always 50%, right? So it might hit another all-time high of 112, which is what is expected. So you never know what's going to come into the world of Bitcoin, or into the world of cryptocurrency, because here we are after a decade, just realizing how much we have lost over a period of time. Trust me, it's not too late. At the same time, what we've lost is lost, but then what we are supposed to be gaining, it's still there, and we can still continue to gain provided that we have the right kind of platform and the right kind of attitude towards learning and to develop ourselves and to be able to make the most out of this particular industry, where the amount of money that you can earn is just you know, I can say sky is the limit if you get it in the right direction. But yes, the risk associated with simultaneously is also just the totally how do I say, is just equivalent, I can say. So how are you getting along on this journey? How are you getting along on this particular front matters way much than actually whatever the other people are doing. It doesn't really matter what others are doing, because ultimately when you have to get into this zone, it's you who basically will be finding out, doing your own research, putting all the money that you think you can afford to lose and not cry about it. And all these things are totally your decision. So guys, with the Zbit getting launched on Play Store, I'm really happy to announce that Zbit is finally launched on the Play Store app. So go scan the QR code, which you can see it on the screen. You have this QR code. You have our Telegram community. So if you want to be part of this particular community, you can shoot out your questions, your problems, complaints, or anything. Be part of this community where we talk everything about cryptocurrency, whatever is happening in the financial markets. So there's so much on that particular community which you can be part of. So the big bug hunting event that is also going on. So it's just not about you depositing the money and starting your trading journey, but also something to do with passive way of income. And I always talk about, you must have heard me a lot on the Zbit and the Zbit platform, how I've been always focusing on passive ways of income, because not every product is made for everyone, and not every product that you see is for you. So probably you might want to take the advantage of dollar cost averaging and invest into something for a longer period of time. And you do not want to fall you do not want to fall into the category of people who are watching the screens every time, giving hours and hours towards trading and things like that. Then dollar cost averaging and making passive income is should be your thing. So here I am with some passive income options for you. So if you would like to earn some free crypto, the first and foremost thing is you get onto the platform. You have my QR code here. You have the QR code here, which you can see. Once you scan this QR code, you get the chance to basically download the app. And if you have registered on the app already, then you basically have to KYC register yourself, which means you can start depositing crypto into your wallet and start using that for your trading journey. So why aren't you taking the advantage of basically going and using this platform to start your spot trading journey and start making money? So that is one thing. Second thing is, of course, once you register yourself, there's a lottery that's going on which you can be part of. And I don't know, let me see, because I haven't really gone into just a sec. I'm going to just check it once if the lottery is still going on. So I get into my reward center and see. Let me see if this one has any expiry. I don't see there is any kind of. Here it doesn't say any expiry though. So all you have to do is KYC, register yourself and enter into the draw. You can deposit the money to start your crypto trading journey, and you need to start your crypto journey within 30 days. So if in case you don't use that in within 30 days, then you might lose out on the rewards. And if you start your journey, KYC, register yourself, and then basically you go and deposit the cryptocurrency out there, then you can look for this option here, which allows you to enter into this draw. And you can see on your screen there's Pepe, Doge, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I don't know what is this particular coin, I'm not too sure, but you have all these. This is Doge, Pepe. This looks like Shiba Inu, yeah. So all these can be yours up to $1,200, and you can stand the chance to win this. So please download the app and you can basically be part of this campaign that's going on. This is one. Then another thing that I want to let you guys know, once you verify your account on this particular page, you have this referral, which you can see there is an invitation link along with your invitation code, which you can use to basically download this app. And you can share this with your friends and you can earn some corresponding ratio of commission along with it. So if you invite anyone out here on the platform, this is another passive way of making income here. So you can see this. Yeah, my invitation link and code, but other than that, there is basically this option where you can earn free crypto. If in case, like, you can earn USDT as commission out here, and this is where you can also refer friends, family, anybody, and then you can earn some free crypto out here. So that is what we have at the moment. Now, the beauty of it is, the beauty of this particular Zbit is like, I'm sure whenever you start on to the journey of a cryptocurrency, the first and foremost thing is whether it is a legitimate, exchange or not, or whether it is basically safe enough or not. These are some kind of questions which each one of us get, including me. So what I would like to, answer to this question is that, trading on Zbit is totally safe. Basically, we are based out of Dubai. Our offices are in Dubai, but we are all, we have our presence in Dubai. We have our offices here based out of Gold Souk. We have our dedicated customer service team, which is there for you 24/7 to handle any questions you have. We have a Telegram community which can basically cater to all your needs and requirements. Other than that, we also have basically our live stream team who is live, some days of the week we are just live 8 hours a day. Some days we are 4 hours a day we are live. So, the first and foremost thing which any particular person, I'm sure each one of you, which you would feel is like, maybe whether you have ample support or not when you start your cryptocurrency journey. I'm sure if you guys are based out of India, UK, if you are from UK, probably you might have eToro, God knows, like so many applications out there. US people, you will have your own set of, applications or crypto exchanges that you might be using, or India people, you might have maybe you're using CoinDCX, or you're using WazirX, or you might be using Delta Exchange. I don't know what you're using. So when you basically start your journey with any crypto exchange, the first and foremost question which any one of us will get is, why are we, why we should go for choosing this particular application, right? So my answer is, you have 24/7 support from our team. So why are you not using this? Any question, any complaint, anything that you think you have, you can reach out to our customer service team and our live stream team or the Telegram community, and ask any of your questions and get your doubts, queries, complaints, anything that you have, you can get it resolved then and there itself. So we are there to guide you at every step. Please utilize this platform to make sure that you are getting enough support. Don't worry on that aspect. We will cover you at every step, and we will definitely make sure that you're getting ample support there. So that's about Zbit, the passive ways of making income, and also through different ways, how you can earn free crypto or free USDT is what I wanted to just reiterate. Other than that, talking about markets, as I was talking about, despite of all the negativity around the market recently, the Iran-Israel war has ceased. There is Bitcoin season right now. Today seems like it doesn't really say anything. It says it's an altcoin season index. So it does point out to that, and then we can see that the fear and greed index stands neutral. It's at 50. The market capitalization stands at 3.33 trillion. Volume is at 65.19 billion. Of course, the volume seems to have gone down, and probably one of the major reasons that could be hampering this crypto, the outflows, is because we saw that there was an options expiry. The contract was expiring for both Bitcoin and ETH, Ethereum, which probably might have led to some outflows. Yesterday, Ethereum has seen sizable spot ETF inflows, 1.5 billion this year, and a proposed EIP 7983 to adjust gas limits. Smaller altcoins like Sui, Hyperliquid, Pepe, Solana, etc., showing volatility and selective outperformance. What is Sui trading at? 2.9. That's good. I didn't expect that to happen, but looks like it's going well. It's doing well. I'm going to change it to some 15 minutes straight. Yeah. So it was able to reach till 2.93, couldn't sustain there. Looks like it has again kind of taken a trend reversal, but then it's again heading towards a bit of consolidation. Looks like if this consolidation continues to happen, and if it breaks through this the support that it has, resistance that it has created at 2.91, then probably we might as well see it surging till $3 and above, and then we might have a new high that might be created for it. So Ethereum and other altcoins are basically seeing sizable inflows, spot inflows. So Ethereum basically has seen 1.5 billion this year, and a proposed EIP 7983 to adjust the gas limits. Other altcoins are also seeing some kind of volatility and little selective performance out there. Coming to the regulatory milestones of it, the US Senate, the Genius Act is being approved by the US Senate for stablecoin oversight, and ETFs House Crypto Week is scheduled for July 14th to 18th, when key legislation, Clarity Act, Anti-CBDC, Genius Act, all will be debated and voted for. So there's something good on that aspect, that US Senate finally has approved the Genius Act, which kind of invites for much more clarity, much more clear framework in terms of how the crypto markets are right now, how the framework for the crypto markets looks like, and what it would mean in trading in future on various ETFs or various cryptos that are there, and what our future will hold. So that's about the regulatory milestone that we're talking about. We will talk a bit about what this Genius Act is all about. I'll come to that part a bit later. Maybe we will talk about it at a later time, because we've got ample time, like around 4 hours, for us to talk about so many things that we have. So we can do that as we go about. And coming to the next part, which is the Ripple, which is aiming for a US banking license. So apply for OCC charter and Fed master account, signaling a push into mainstream financial infrastructure. So I think Ripple has been in the news for quite some time for being for trading illegally, for whatnot, lot of lawsuits that were going on between SEC and Ripple, and recently we've seen that the lawsuits they finally came to a conclusion and things like that. But after that, Ripple is on the right track, I believe, where Ripple is basically aiming for a US banking license. So I think that's a bit of good news. If that happens, then basically we might see that the adoption, the confidence of the investors, and people showing that love, support towards Ripple might continue to rally, and then we might see some good news coming in that front end. That is how the future of Ripple looks like. So the other side of it, on the crime or the fraud side, which is also part of this industry, unfortunately. I know we do not wish to hear such kind of negative stories, but we have to listen to such kind of stories. It's like there is a news on that front, which is like the 19-year-old mastermind behind a $245 million crypto heist pled guilty amid broader cybercrime concerns. I think I will be maybe doing a bit of more research on that part, and I'll come back to that story maybe once again, later on about it. While we are also going to see some aspects of it, like about the Genius Act, or about this particular scam as well. So not scam, I would say it's a crypto heist is what is being referred to it as. So China's JD.com and Ant are working on yuan pegged stablecoins via Hong Kong, signaling competition with USD pegged equivalent. So I think that's a bit of stablecoin push towards the stablecoin news that we have. So these two companies, or these particular organizations, are working on yuan, which is the national currency of the of China, is basically working. They are working towards yuan pegged stablecoins, is what it says. Then institutions are all doubling down, with ETFs, corporate and state revenues, state reserves, Crypto is seen more like a digital gold, possibly heading towards 200K for BTC this year. So you never know, because the way it is being handled, the way it is getting accepted, the way it is getting adopted across the globe, seems like it's just going to hit that benchmark, that whatever is being set for it, and we will see something clearly great coming our way. So let's just wait and see what is going to happen on that front. Other than that, the major US bills that could offer regulatory guardrails for both coins and stable coins, making the mid-July period pivotal. So I think one of them was something that was going on all this while was the big beautiful bill, then this Genius Act, then the Clarity Act. Oh my God, what all is happening in this front, right? Like there's so much in behind the scenes that is happening, which is definitely leading us to better infrastructure, better, world that we are going to evolve into. So hopefully we will have some happy days, some good news coming in, for us. So that is what is expected. Now coming to the volatility side. Volatility remains. Geopolitics, market pullbacks, that is 4-point drop earlier this week, and all coin swings keep risk elevated still. So on that front, we are not seeing much happening. The geopolitical, events, whatever is happening, it's continuing to keep the markets back. The markets are dropping every now and then, despite of good, bad things that are happening. The down and the upward trend, both are just going on. Like it's going in a balanced form. That's what I can say. It's just keeps swinging is what I can say. So that's about the volatility which we are talking about. And now other than that, there is innovation on decentralization that's been seen, which means that Ethereum upgrades or Ripple charter bid and global digital currency competition highlights that crypto is evolving beyond speculation into real financial infrastructure and policy arenas. So it is inevitable out here that crypto is evolving like anything, guys. So there is no looking back here. There is nothing that can stop any of us from just moving ahead to the world that we are heading towards. So it's definitely lot of adoption, lot of support, help, support and development and innovation on that side, that it is definitely evolving beyond speculation into real financial structure and policy arenas. So that is on the crypto highlight side. So I will be taking you through to some some of the audio clips about what this crypto heist is all about. Maybe I'll just take you through that. But before I conclude on that part, I would want to reiterate what could be the points, or what could be the things that could be watched out in the month of July, that's for us to pay attention to, is that the US crypto week, July 14th to 18th, potential breakthroughs or setbacks on key crypto legislation. So whatever is happening on the Genius Act front or the Clarity Act front, we need to keep a watch on all of that, because that could clearly set either a big breakthrough, or it could be a potential setback which can basically either impact positively or negatively. So we have to keep a watch on that to make sure that we make some informed decisions out there. And coming to the ongoing ETF inflows in BTC and ETH, which is like enabling staking enabled ETF for ETH could be next. So these are few things that we need to keep a watch on, because there is an ongoing ETF inflow for BTC ETH on the go. There is no stopping there despite of all the major setbacks or the pullbacks. The ETF inflows continues to grow for both of them, and they are still in demand. And other than that, what else to watch out for? The regulatory moves by Ripple, Circle, and stablecoin issuers like Genius Act rollout. That's something for us to basically pay attention to. Other than that, altcoin narratives and responses to global events, example geopolitical shocks, which is part of this, not just part of this industry, I must say. Definitely this is the whole global economic condition, but then global I wouldn't say economic condition, it's basically globally whatever is happening, but we need to pay attention to it because that majorly impacts our crypto industries on a very, very deeper level. So that's something that we need to watch out. Now coming to the what I was talking about, the 19-year-old who posed as Yahoo and Google worker in 245 million crypto highs. So how it started is unclear. Maybe let's just listen to this particular audio that I have. It's almost 14 minutes audio that I have, which I think I can play this for you guys. Some nice information.
CTE, 19-year-old posed as Yahoo, and Google worker in $245 million crypto heist. How it started is unclear. This article is being read by an automated voice generated by Everlit. Newly unsealed court documents shed light on Veer Chettle's role in an elaborate cryptocurrency scheme. But how a young Danbury resident became a key figure in the alleged conspiracy remains unclear. This past fall, the 19-year-old Chettle became the third person charged in the theft of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin from a Washington, D.C. man in August 2024 as part of an online scam. The Danbury resident is facing 235 to 293 months in prison and $50,000 to $550,000 in fines after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to launder monetary instruments November 13th, according to filings in U.S. District Court in Washington. The recently unsealed court documents show Chettle accepted a plea offer from the Office of the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia in October. Even though his conviction will very likely result in his deportation, authorities say Chettle, a non-U.S. citizen, has agreed to testify against his two co-defendants, Malone Lamb and Jean Deal Serrano. Federal authorities say Chettle has been a cooperating witness since being approached by FBI agents in September in connection with an investigation into the heist on August 18, 2024, as well as an August 25th carjacking and attempted kidnapping of his parents in Danbury. Parents pushed into a van in Danbury. The kidnapping plot, which resulted in the arrest of 6 Florida residents and 1 Georgia man, was part of an intended ransom demand connected with Chettle's involvement in the August 18 theft of more than $245 million in cryptocurrency. Chettle's parents were hospitalized following the attack near Damia Drive in Danbury on August 25, 2024, when police said a group of attempted kidnappers rammed a Lamborghini the couple was driving and threw them into a waiting van to be tied up and driven away. After the 6 Florida residents, 23-year-old Angel Barrero, 22-year-old Reynaldo Diaz, 23-year-old Anthony Pina, 26-year-old Josu Romero, 21-year-old Ricardo Estrada, and 18-year-old Michael Reyes, were arrested on state and federal offenses. A 7th person was charged in connection with the case. James Schwab, 22, of Peachtree, Georgia, was federally charged with conspiracy to commit kidnapping for allegedly planning and facilitating the plot to kidnap Chettle's parents after getting into a verbal and physical altercation with their son at a Miami nightclub in July 2024, according to court documents. Investigators said Schwab, who court records show was arrested in January of this year, was not only in regular communication with some of the kidnappers and other conspirators during the lead-up to the crime, but helped fund the venture and was involved in logistics like transportation and lodging. $245 million crypto heist. The $245 million cryptocurrency theft on August 18, 2024, was part of a scheme orchestrated by Chettle, Lamb, and Serrano, who authorities say met playing Minecraft online. Starting around November 2023 and continuing through at least September 2024, court documents say the trio conspired to use social engineering techniques to trick victims into providing private information over the telephone, allowing them to steal victims' virtual currency holdings. While Lamb's role in the scheme involved obtaining breached databases containing lists of high net worth subjects for them to target, authorities said Chettle and Serrano would call the victims, pretending to be representatives from security or technical support teams at major companies like Yahoo and Google. In addition to the August 18th theft of more than $245 million in cryptocurrency, authorities said Chettle, Lamb, and Serrano carried out other defrauding schemes that resulted in an additional $3 million in personal proceeds. Chettle had no criminal record prior to being charged in what authorities described as a sophisticated cyber fraud conspiracy, according to court records. When the cryptocurrency theft conspiracy began, Chettle was a student at Immaculate High School, a private Catholic high school in Danbury, from which he graduated in 2024, according to the fall 2024 edition of the school's Traditions publication. A Hubble profile shows Chettle was a member of AY, TE, United, Immaculate, and Henry Abbott Technical High School's co-op football team during his time as an Immaculate High student. He also completed Harvard's Future Lawyers program in 2022. Before Immaculate, Chettle attended the St. Peter School, another Catholic school in Danbury that serves students through the 8th grade. A photo published in the News Times showed Chettle with other St. Peter kindergartners during an Ash Wednesday Mass in February 2012. At that point, he had been living in the U.S. with his parents, Sushil and Radhika Chettle, for about 2 years. Federal court documents say the family emigrated from India in 2010 when Chettle was about 4 years old. By the time FBI agents approached him about the August 18th cryptocurrency theft and August 25th attempted kidnapping of his parents on September 9th, 2024, Chettle was enrolled in his first year as an undergraduate at Rutgers University in New Jersey. That same day, FBI agents raided the Danbury residence of Chettle's parents and an apartment Chettle was renting in Dunella, New Jersey, according to court documents. Authorities said $553,473 in cash, more than 20 watches, various pieces of jewelry, designer luggage, and handbags, as well as more than $39 million in virtual currency were seized during the raids. About a week later, authorities said a grand jury returned a 2-count indictment charging Lamb and Serrano with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to launder monetary instruments for their alleged role in the August 18th cryptocurrency heist. The indictment identified Lamb, 20, as a Singapore citizen with addresses in Miami and Los Angeles, and 21-year-old Serrano as a Los Angeles resident. While Danbury police did confirm in October 2024 that the son of the victims of the August 25th attempted kidnapping was being investigated by the FBI for his alleged involvement in the August 18th crypto heist, no further information on that aspect of the case was provided at the time. It wasn't until last month, when federal court documents were unsealed, that Veer Chettle's identity and alleged role in the multimillion-dollar cryptocurrency theft scheme were officially made public. Alleged new crypto scheme after arrest. While it's unclear when he first was taken into custody, court records show information was filed November 5th, 2024, charging Chettle with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to launder monetary instruments, and he pleaded guilty to the federal offenses 8 days later. The documents showed Chettle was granted conditional release following his arraignment on November 13, 2024, but taken back into custody 2 months later after allegedly violating conditions of his release. According to an ex parte motion filed by Assistant U.S. Attorney Kevin Rosenberg from the Fraud, Public Corruption, and Civil Rights section of the Office of the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia on January 24th. Shettle not only failed to surrender his passport to Pretrial Services as ordered as part of his plea agreement, but committed additional crimes while cooperating with the government and hid those crimes from the government in violation of his plea agreement. The motion said federal authorities learned that a New Jersey resident, identified as MD, had been the victim of a cryptocurrency scheme with the same modus operandi as Shettle's prior criminal conduct on October 21st, 2024. The fraud involved calls from purported support team members from Google and Gemini, who told MD her Gemini account was compromised and the hackers were moving funds from her bank account to her Gemini account. The motion says, MD told authorities one of the callers convinced her to provide the seed phrases to her cryptocurrency wallet in order to secure her funds and sent her a web link to do so. MD, convinced of the caller's legitimacy, input her seed phrases into the website. According to the motion, which says approximately $2 million in cryptocurrency was stolen from her crypto wallet without her consent. Authorities said they used recognized and reliable blockchain tracing tools to track the stolen cryptocurrency and found $200,000 of the funds had gone to an online gambling company account that had been created minutes earlier and subsequently accessed 6 different times. On one of the 6 occasions it was accessed, authorities said the accounts VE, PE, EHN, network failed and the true IPE address was leaked. Authorities said Shettle's New Jersey apartment was the listed residential address for the IPE address. While he did not deny receiving the $200,000 transferred to him by a third party, a March 31st motion filed by one of his attorneys, David S. Weinstein, said Shettle acknowledged that due to the sources of the funds, he should have known that it was the proceeds of criminal activity and should not have accepted the money. As for Shettle's failure to turn in his passport, the motion said he needed it to register for and take the International English Language Testing System academic exam on January 26th of this year and planned to turn it in afterward, but was arrested before he could do so. Visa issues and flight risk concerns. In addition to citing his immigration status as a flight risk concern, the government's ex parte motion, which called for the issuance of a bench warrant to prevent Shettle's flight and resulted in his arrest on January 28th of this year, noted that Shettle had dropped out of college and told the government he planned to travel to India. Shettle's legal team said a change in his visa status led to his withdrawal from Rutgers. According to defense attorney Weinstein's March 31st motion, Shettle's ability to attend the university was based on his AYCH 4 dependent status, and that was tied to his father's AYCH 1 billion visa. Following the attempted kidnapping on August 25th, 2024, the motion said Sushil Shettle lost his job at Morgan Stanley in January, resulting in the termination of his son's AYCH 4 dependent visa status. To continue studying at Rutgers, the motion said Veer Shettle would have had to apply for an EHF 1 student visa, but that required a form from the school that he was told would take about 6 weeks to get. Since Veer couldn't be out of status for 6 weeks, the Shettle family consulted with an immigration lawyer and decided together that the correct course of conduct was to apply for a change of status to BEE 2 visitor visa for Veer and his parents, Weinstein's motion said. The family did that, but since he couldn't study in the U.S. with BEE 2 status, the motion said Veer Shettle was left with no option but to withdraw from Rutgers, which he formally did on January 3rd of this year. The motion said Shettle did not intend to leave the U.S. without first clearing that through the government and the court. But he and his father did begin exploring college options in India and Dubai in anticipation that he would need to continue his study abroad. The government's bench warrant request ultimately was granted, according to court documents, which showed Shettle taken into custody January 28th and remanded to custody of the U.S. Marshal Service for transfer to Washington, D.C. Following his arrival on March 3rd, a memorandum says a hearing was held at U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. after finding clear and convincing evidence that Shettle violated a condition of his release. The memorandum says the court revoked its previous order setting conditions of Shettle's release and ordered him to be detained pending sentencing. In support of its order for detention, the court cited the nature and circumstances of the offenses brought against Shettle, as well as the weight of the evidence against him, and said the sentence he faces creates a significant incentive to flee for sentencing. The The court also noted Chettle's lack of employment and withdrawal from school, coupled with the fact that his father no longer had a work visa to remain in the U.S. and Chettle had allegedly discussed leaving the country himself, made him a flight risk. Ahead of a scheduled status hearing on his continued detention, federal court documents show Chettle filed a motion for pretrial release in April, which the government opposed and the court ultimately denied without prejudice. Chettle's attorney later filed a motion in support of readmission to pretrial release May 30th, stating that concerns identified by the court in its denial of Chettle's motion, including those regarding his visa status and porting conditions of release, had been addressed. While commending Chettle for admitting his violations and apologizing for this poor decision-making and his attorney's efforts to obtain release for a young man who has made impulsive and reckless decisions without considering the consequences of his actions, the government argued in a memorandum that the concerns of flight continue. In a Tuesday filing in response to the government's opposition to Chettle's motion for release, Weinstein argued that sufficient conditions of release exist to assure his client does not flee and said, any doubts raised by the government about the defendant failing to appear as required by this court, or by the government under the terms of their cooperation agreement, are speculative at best. He also described Chettle's ongoing cooperation with authorities as an incentive for him to complete his obligations under the plea agreement in the case. To do anything else would be to throw away what he has already accomplished and abandon any hope in seeing his potential sentence reduced, Weinstein's motion said. If he fled while on pretrial release, he would have to live the remainder of his life as a fugitive, facing decades of time in prison once he was apprehended.
God knows how many of these kind of stories and things that will keep happening in this front. I have no idea. These are part and parcel of this industry, and it's not an ending to it. But what matters a lot in all these things is, like, how diligent are we? How educated are we in this particular industry to be able to, outsmart anybody in this industry? So while we can always hear such kind of stories, crypto heist, fraud, scams, and whatnot, but what truly matters is how much you're educating yourself to be able to be away from things like these. And that's what matters, and that is what should matter. So that's on the whatever is happening or has happened in the recent past regarding the 245 million crypto heist that has actually some people, basically, they do it out of need, some do it out of greed, some do it because they enjoy what they're doing. So God knows whatever reasons are behind each one of it for people to do it. Let's leave it to that and move on with the life, move on with what is being done in this particular thing. So that's all I can say at the moment, but I can't really comment and say that what is being done is good, what is being done is bad. I can't really comment and say because I don't know in what conditions, in what serious level are people really doing such kind of things. So it totally depends on wherever we are heading towards. So it kind of takes us through all of that. All we can do is just be diligent. That is what I can say. So okay, moving on. I think we've covered a bit of all of it. I wanted to just take you through the news. Probably if we have something cooking up on the news front. And then we can also talk about the topic for the day, which I told you that we are going to talk about spotting the trend reversals. That's what we were going to discuss. But I'm going to have a small 5 minutes break before I actually move on to the topic. But also I will be opening the news part of it. I'll continue to do that. Meanwhile, I'll be taking a 5 minutes break and I'll be back, guys, so we can continue talking about a lot more things that are coming. And we will also talk about how you can spot a trend reversal while trading. That is what we will be talking about. So, guys, I am back. Excuse me. So sorry about it. So we all know for a fact that um, it has been a tremendous year for, so far for Bitcoin and the crypto market. So crypto markets and cryptocurrencies have gained greater acceptance in Washington, with President Donald Trump establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and the Senate passing the Genius Act. They've also found favor with traditional finance, spot Bitcoin exchange, traded fund, net inflows in 2025, which have totaled to up like 14.4 billion through July 3rd. So Bitcoin and USD basically has gained about 15% since the start of the year, outpacing the S&P's 500, rise of 7%. So it's not far from all-time high of nearly 112,000 set in May, which is edging closer to the bullish year-end targets. So now the question here is, will Bitcoin go mainstream? Will Bitcoin treasuries go mainstream? That's what, the question is. So, so-called Bitcoin treasury companies have been talk of the town in 2025. A Bitcoin treasury company is a business that holds a substantial portion of its reserve assets in Bitcoin, often as an inflation hedge or in an anticipation of Bitcoin's development as a global political reserve asset. So some companies like Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy take it as a step further by issuing shares or debt to accumulate Bitcoin. So strategy, which was formerly known as the micro strategy, has been at this for years. So there are several new players entering this arena, including Metaplanet and 21, which is also an exchange company, if I'm not wrong. So there are now estimated 135 public companies that hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset. So that's gaining a lot of momentum in the market, of course. So the latter half of the 2025 will mark a pivotal momentum for Bitcoin's adoption as a treasury asset, driven by a convergence of global market trends, shifting corporate strategies and institutional validations. We are already seeing Bitcoin treasury companies emerging in every major global capital market, and expect that trend will continue too. So these are some of the things which the co-founder or the CEO of Bitcoin treasury solution provider Castle told to Investopedia. So this is what is being quoted by him. So Mr. Cole basically is expecting larger companies, including well-known tech giants, to begin establishing Bitcoin positions and defining their allocation strategies by end of the year. So for small and medium-sized businesses and large corporations alike, the question of whether to acquire Bitcoin is quickly going from if to when. So now in this scenario, do altcoins stand a chance against Bitcoin? So some have wondered if Bitcoin treasury companies will sap demand for smaller, more volatile altcoins. The demand for altcoins has historically stemmed from two main resources: beta exposure to Bitcoin and differentiated use cases that Bitcoin's blockchain doesn't fulfill. So this is what is, quoted by David Lavant, who is the head of research at FalconX, and he's told this to an interview held by Investopedia. So what we are seeing now is the Bitcoin treasury companies and broader access to instruments like options that can meet the first demand more efficiently and with less friction. So Lavin says Bitcoin treasury only satisfies some of the criteria that drives demand for altcoins. He also cautioned that the cycle is likely far from over, and in his view, there is still time for certain types of alternative crypto assets to shine. So altcoins with a strong and distinct fundamental value proposition still have plenty of room to perform. Regulatory shifts such as the crypto market structure bill and a more permissive stance towards decentralized finance experimentation could unlock powerful new trends. So, all in all, Bitcoin treasury companies are becoming a dominant force in the crypto market, a trend that analysts will expect to continue in the second half of 2025. So, because of which we can expect the prices of Bitcoin and, the going skyrocket. I don't know what's the price going to be. Some analysts expect it to hit 150, some expect it to hit 250, but what is going to lie ahead in the later half of 2025 with all that's going on, we have no idea about it. So let's just keep a watch on all of that. With more crypto ETFs and crypto related IPOs also right around the corner, we have so much coming in. Other than that, Ether has lagged behind Bitcoin and many smaller crypto assets over the past few years, but some experts believe that it's not time to give up on the world's second largest crypto asset just yet. So Ether will also continue to grow as we go about. Bitcoin, as it is gaining momentum, we will continue to see some good news even coming on the Ether side. That is what is being believed. So let's just be optimistic of what is coming in our way and not miss out on the opportunity. While it is red in the charts everywhere, we must take the initiative and opportunity to get into the markets, buy it, even if you do not wish to trade and you do not have any technical knowledge about it. It's still a good way to take advantage of the dollar cost averaging and invest it for a longer term. That is what I think you as a crypto lover supporter should continue to do. Yeah, that was on the Bitcoin and other crypto assets, what we can expect in the second half of the year. So yeah. So while we are always while we are always talking about what's happening in the markets, what's there for you now and in the future, let me just reiterate what you see on my screen right now is the Zbit is launched on the Play Store app. So go get your Zbit app right now to start your spot and futures trade journey. If you do not know how to register yourself, how to start using this platform, we are there at every step 24/7 to guide you, to help you, to mentor you to start your spot and trading journey, spots and futures journey. So don't worry on that aspect. We have you covered. So we will be there at every step to guide you and to help you out on that front. Yeah. Moving on to what was the topic for the day. The topic for the day was how to spot a trend reversal. Okay, I'm going to talk about a bit of how to spot a trend reversal. So one of the major things which all of us, including me, I'm sure all of us have gone through, is spotting a trend reversal. Now, whenever you might have entered into the market thinking that the market is going to go up from here, you found that the market is actually going down. So I'm sure each one of us has faced this issue, and each one of us have or till we actually become a pro in it, we continue to face this issue. So how are we going to mitigate this issue? What are the things that we need to remember in order to make sure that we are not trading against trend, but we are trading in the direction of the trend? So spotting a trend reversal is one of the most important and profitable skills in trading crypto, stocks, or forex for that matter. But it's also one of the trickiest, skill that you can ever acquire. So technical indicators, chart patterns, volume analysis, candlestick signals, and fundamental clues helps you identify trend reversals early and confidently. So that is what we are going to look at. Trend reversal occurs when the current market trend, whether it's a bullish or a bearish, ends and shifts in the opposite direction. So for example, if I just pick up, this is a day chart that's being shown. Let me pick up a 30 minutes chart of Bitcoin. So if I look at the 30 minutes chart of Bitcoin here, What does this trend say? I think it's too vague to understand. I might change it. I'll change it to maybe 3 minutes. Probably that can give you a bit of more clarity and understanding of what the trend looks like. OMG, this is crazy. Look at the kind of momentum it's seeing. Okay, this is good. So here is where our day is starting. Let me just take it here. Okay, let me just pull it here. Yeah. Now looking at this, what do you think? What do you derive out of it? So if I draw a line from here till here, this was in the downtrend all this while. Okay, and then after having why does it go like that? Let me just pull this a bit here. Yeah, this. So this was a downtrend. So this was my resistance and this was my support all this while. So it broke through my support and created another trend out all the way. Seems like it had a very major buying here, but then it couldn't continue that for a longer period. So the support, sorry, the resistance that we had became our new support. Okay, this is what we can make from this. Okay, let's forget the previous one. Okay, then again from here it broke through and then it went to, so you see how the trend is changing all the time. Then from here it totally shifted to an upward trend and it's still in the upward trend. It hit 107 and now it's at 108. Okay. Now a trend reversal which you saw just now, from downward trend to moving to upward trend. So from uptrend, that is a bullish trend, down to downtrend, which is a bearish trend, or from downtrend, which is a bearish, to uptrend, bullish trend. So there has been a significant, trend reversals all the time. Now, um what we drew just now were the trend lines that we were focusing on. Like if I was drawing a line from here till here, that is what my support and resistance is, and then it's creating a new upward trend altogether. So it's still on the high, it's still going up and up and up. So you can see this very, very clearly in the chart, the way it is making a new trend altogether. It was here all this while. Now look at this. Let's just take it over there. So whatever support resistance I created, it's in fact surpassing that also. So now in this upward trend where my resistance is here, and my support is here, if it breaks through any of these lines is when we will be able to see the reversal of the trend. So the price between, what is this time, I can say it was 9:21. Okay, between 9:21 until, what time is it right now, 13:45 on my UTC. Okay, this is a UTC timing. Okay, oh my god, sorry. So it's just ranging between my lowest being, if I take this as the lowest, 107, and it reached till 108.80. Okay, so you can see a major buying pressure has been built, and whatever support and resistance we created for this, it's trying to break through that. So if it continues to break through this, the trend is continuing, the upward trend is continuing, that is what it means. But if it breaks through this support level, then a new trend will be formed, which will be a bearish reversal, and that will be a downtrend that will be formed. Now there are few things which we need to know. One is the support and resistance. First and foremost thing, in order to understand whether there is a trend reversal coming, is if the price is breaking through this support and resistance that we have created for ourselves. So if you see that when you have created a support and resistance on the chart, when it was going in upward trend, you see that it is breaking any of these zones that we have created, whether it moves down here. Let me open an arrow brush. So if it crosses this level here, or if it crosses this level here, over here, then we know that the trend here, if it crosses, the trend is continuing, is what we know. But if it doesn't cross that level, and if it crosses this level, is when we know that the trend reversal is happening. Okay, so please understand this thing. First and foremost criteria is knowing the support and resistance level are being continued, or are they being followed. Okay, why is this not deleting? Anyhow, now that is first thing. Now second thing is, in this scenario, you can see it is clearly continuing the resistance pattern, which is like it's going in the direction of breaking the resistance level only. So it means that the uptrend is continuing to go. It means there is no trend reversal that is happening. So the reversal is not happening at this point in time. Okay, this is one thing. Now coming to second thing, which will help you in determining whether there's a reversal coming or not, is if you see a huge surge in volume at the top of the trend, okay, followed by falling prices and lower volume. So you can see here the volume is continuing to grow. It's not seeing a huge surge in volume at the top of the trend, followed by falling prices. Price is continuing to grow over there. Okay, so it may signal exhaustion. Buyers are giving up. Here in this case, you can see the price is continuing to surge up. Wow, look at that moment. It's continuing to grow. It's like 109 it has reached. Okay, so the reversal, looking at this volume and looking at this support and resistance, doesn't show that it is going to reverse at any point in time. So with this, we are checking out live with the live chart here. Okay, this is another thing. Okay, let me write this down for you guys. I want to remove this. Or let me just open this in trading view. Because trading view will give me good options actually. Yeah, let me write. Looks like there's a huge buying out there. Let me open a 3 minutes chart. Okay. This seems to be a very great article, honestly speaking. This has actually got my eyes too. Well, let me add my volume indicator on this. So if there is a huge surge in volume at the top of the trend, okay, followed by falling prices and lower volume, it may signal exhaustions and buyers are giving up in this. So possibly if this pressure doesn't build up in this particular zone, then the price will tend to go down, and then the reversal is likely to happen. That is what it means. So you can see this live on the market right now, on the channel right now. So that is what it means. So let me write it down for you guys. Second point I haven't covered so far, so I'll be covering that part for you. Then fourth point also I haven't covered, so I'll cover that also. So one thing which we have seen is the support and resistance break, right? So that's what helps in trend reversal, like knowing when the trend reversal is coming, if the support and resistance is getting broken. That's one thing. Sorry, guys. I was just checking the Telegram community on the channel. So, okay. So, support and resistance is one thing. Now, second thing is volume spike. We saw this year. Where is my brush? So you see here the volume spike followed by the falling prices here, and a lower volume. You can see here lower volume also. So here it kind of indicates that the buyers are now exhausted. So buyers are giving up in this scenario. So possibly there is a trend reversal that is being expected out there. Now moving on, as I was telling you, the fourth condition, which is double top or lower highs. Okay, so if I try to, like, let me remove this. OMG shit, I did it. My god. Okay, shit, I was so scared. Okay, I want to remove this, but I don't know how I should remove it. Okay, this is one thing. Now coming to double top or lower highs. You know double top, right? How do we allocate double top? Let me open my brush. So my brush I'll open and then I'll show you. So this is my double top. So if this is created on the chart, in most of the cases you might see a trend reversal that's happening. Here in this case, in this scenario, it doesn't look like it's a double top that's been created. We might see it in a couple of minutes, but not at the moment for sure. So yeah. Now I'm going to move this chart to show you the fourth condition. To 2 days, like day chart. Okay, not 2 days. Okay, this is my day chart. Wait, let me adjust this and then we'll put the indicator. I'm going to remove some of the things here. How many times have I done this? Okay. Okay, this is my day chart. Let me just put it here. Wait, I'm going to remove the volume indicator here and then I'll put my 50-day moving average. I'll change the period to 50. Okay. So we are in June, July, Let me just move this. So today being 6th, what will be my 50 days period? My 30 days will be exactly 1 month from here, which is 6th June plus 20 days out there. Let me move all my candles here. Okay, this is good enough for me. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are my 10 days. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 8, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Here is my 50-day candle now. 18th May, okay? 18th, since 18th May to I'm going to just May. Okay. Since here okay, I'm going to shorten this more till here. So you can see clearly the 50-day moving average. That is what we're trying to find out. So since 18th May, I should check. Let me also calculate it. These are some manual calculations, while you need to look at the chart itself. These are some manual calculations that I'm doing to just make sure we have some accurate numbers, alright? So this is the overall calculation, and now we should be this is the overall 50 days price that is being calculated divided by 50. So our moving average is 110,834.5. I'm going to create some trend lines here. This is what. So mine 110 is where I'll put my benchmark. 834. Okay. Since 18th May, this price is just ranging here. $108 is what is, sorry, not 108, 110 is the benchmark. So this is my simple moving average, and this is how the trend looks like. So this is how it is moving in 50 days moving average period. So 110 is my 50-day moving average. So if the price is moving, if it is going to break above this level, the uptrend will continue. And if it breaks through my 98,000 support that I've created, then the downtrend is likely to happen. Okay. Right now it is in this direction. Okay. I don't think so. Past 2 days, just trying to break the although it did on 3rd of July, but it clearly has not broken the past 2 days, of course. Let's see it. So is level. So 110,008 uh, 34 is our resistance level, which is the 50-day moving average. So if it surpasses that level, or maybe consecutive 2 days, whether it goes up or down, then we might see some reversal coming to that. As of now, it's just playing between these two figures only, 98,000 to 108, 109. That's what it is. So if it breaks through 110, probably we might see some new high getting created. So, guys, while you are watching this and while we're discussing what how to spot the trend reversals, we'll take a small break here, and I'll be back after a small break. So these are the 4 points that we need to remember in order to spot the trend reversal. Support and resistance break, which is very important in order to determine. And if there's a break on the 50-day moving average, so the 50-day moving average for us is 110,834. So that basically becomes our 50-day moving average breakage. So if it crosses for at least for 2 days, then it means that the trend reversal is likely to happen. Or if there's a volume spike at the top, followed by the price is falling down, the volume is increasing but the prices are decreasing, that also indicates there's a trend reversal coming in. And if there's a double top or lower highs that gets created on the chart, then that is also a sign of trend reversal that's happening. So you should always trade in the direction of trend and not against it. Another thing which we also need to know is RSI or MACD divergence. Okay, this also plays a very significant role, and I told you guys that RSI and MACD is good enough. Basically, you can easily spot it while you are actually able to see that MACD is below the zero line, then it's very much clear that there's a it's in bearish territory, and if it moves towards bullish territory, we know if it crosses the zero line, we are confirmed of that part. On MACD, it's easy to spot it, but on RSI, again, if it's above 70 on the overbought side, then it will be signaling a bearish reversal. And if it is less than 30, then it will be signaling bullish reversal. So you have to look for divergence. But 70 and 30 on different time frames is very important, not just on like 5 minutes or 6 minutes, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but on different time frames is important, so that you know that yes, on all time frames it is above 70, and if it is below 30, then only you make the decision whether it is going to have a bullish reversal or it's going to continue that trend or not. Okay. While in the previous session we have already discussed the candlesticks and the patterns as well, those also play significant role. So those anyways have been discussed, so you can watch the previous stream in order to get that information. excuse me. So you see, these are the various important things that we need to know. So what's happening on the crypto front is basically Binance has hired Gillian Lynch as Europe and UK head, focus on regulatory engagement and strategy. Key stablecoin impacts under MiCA compliance in a strategic leadership move. Binance appointed former Gemini Europe CEO Gillian Lynch as its head of Europe and UK. So this appointment is seen as Binance's most significant regional leadership hire yet. So Gillian Lynch's appointment is crucial as Binance seeks to strengthen its regulatory ties and operational strategies across Europe. So this move comes amid efforts to align with the markets in crypto assets. So Lynch is formerly of German Gemini Europe, brings significant experience with regulatory frameworks, having secured vast registration there. So her role at Binance will involve regulatory engagement and developing operational strategies across the European markets, aligning with MiCA. So that's what she will be up to. So the cryptocurrency sector is entering a phase of global legitimacy with new, stronger frameworks. Um, Now, what Gillian Lynch, head of Europe and UK Binance, has to say is she aims to uphold Binance gold standard commitment to users and help shape a more inclusive and resilient digital asset ecosystem with Binance at the forefront. That's a piece of good information now that Binance is heading towards having more credible people and good framework around the corner. So looks a better future for all of us. I'm not just saying for all the Binanceans, but for all the people who are associated with crypto, because ultimately anything that gets regulated, that gets uh, good exposure in terms of the support and the framework, regulatory framework, and all of that, that in a way helps. So, yeah, that is what I can say. lot keep happening in the Bitcoin every now and then. God knows. It seems that there is either an upgrade or a transfer and long time awakening. After a long time, a wallet is seen to become active and some transfers happening on that front. So I don't know if that's a bit of worry for all of us or if it's just one of a thing in the history, in the industry of crypto, which we come across every now and then. So I don't know if that's a worry or if that's a matter of ease. I can't really say, because despite of where the markets are heading, whether there was a war or there was any conflict or any negative thing happening, Bitcoin was still at its high. Bitcoin was seeing its momentum. Uh, it was not dying out. That's for sure. So any such movements, how they basically overall impact or they do not impact is something we cannot really tell, because it's such a huge market. Plus Bitcoin itself is such huge, the dominance of it itself is such huge that we can't say um anything on that front. So guys, with that, I think there are 5 points that I've discussed today in terms of how you can spot the reversal, which is very important while trading in crypto markets. So please, make sure that you check all these 5 points, which are very, very crucial while spot trading. You want to trade in the direction of trend and not against it. So please, anything that we discuss in these sessions are not any financial or investment advice. So you need to do your own research before you get into this industry, because crypto markets are highly volatile and anything can happen in this market. So please do your own research and only invest that much which you think you can afford to lose. So please, guys, keep these 5 points in mind. Make sure that you have all these points thoroughly up. Be to like, it should be at the tip of your fingers. Like whenever somebody asks how you can spot the reversals, so a 50-day moving average is something that you need to look at. Support and resistance level is what you need to look at. The volume spikes at the top is what you're supposed to look at. The double top or the double top pattern that you're supposed to look at. RSI with more than 70 oversold territory or less than 30 over uh, overbought territory, like all those things, it kind of impacts. So yeah, that is what you need to look at. And MACD as well. Did I just mention overbought as more than 70? I don't know if I've said by mistake. Overbought is more than 70 and oversold is less than 30. So I don't know if I've said the other way around. So do forgive. Sometimes I make mistakes. So yeah. MACD divergence also matters a lot, guys. So MACD, when you see that if it is crossing the signal line and gets into bullish territory, then you see that it's an uptrend. And if you see that it's crossing the signal line down below the zero line, then it is basically a bearish territory. Then it's a downtrend. So it all depends. You need to look for the divergence with the price. You need to check it how the price is acting and how the divergence is acting. So that is how you know spot the reversals and trade in the trend of trends, not against it, so that you can have successful trades. Okay, so with that note, I'm taking a leave right now. This is Nida Afreen, your host for Zbit. Hopefully, since now Zbit is live on Play Store, I hope you guys would have registered yourself, downloaded the app, and used my link as well to basically, you know, to register yourself and start your crypto journey. So if you haven't done it so far, please do so, so that all of us are at same pace and we are basically helping each other. We are trying our level best to make sure that you guys get the best of it, and we are supporting you at every stage. So please make use of this platform as much as you can, so that you can basically have all the support from our end, and we will help you out in your spot trading account and your futures as well, not just spot trading. So yeah.